Welcome to Tell Us What You Made, the show where we each make a dish with a common ingredient or theme. Then get together, compare notes, and see if we can learn anything. This episode, Alvin, Andrew, Inga, and I all made different dishes using an ingredient that I chose, strawberries. Hi everyone!
Hi, Rie.
Hello.
I chose strawberries because it's in season, and also I buy strawberries all the time because that's one of the few food my son eats, and I buy strawberries every week, but it tended to go bad, so I would like to know what else I can make. All right, so Alvin, you are first. Tell us what you made.
So with strawberries, I made strawberry milk.
Did you grow up drinking the strawberry milk syrup?
No, what is that?
Well, you know how you can have chocolate syrup to make chocolate milk? They also sold a strawberry version of that, and it was always crazy sweet. And I don't think I've had real strawberry milk either.
I think I've
Well-
never had a strawberry milk either.
Well, I guess it's time we could teach you guys. This recipe I originally watched from a YouTuber named HANSE. I believe they are a Korean YouTuber, and they made a strawberry milk video that was really popular, and I wanted to see what the hype was about, so I'm using their recipe today. So what I'm doing here is after taking off the tops of the strawberries, I'm just kind of like, not muddling it, but kind of crushing them with a whisk. As you can see, a couple of those guys got stuck inside, so off camera I took them out and I beat them up. But it's supposed to be kind of chunky.
Why did you choose to use a whisk?
I chose a whisk because I'm not as intelligent as I think I am.
I think whisk works though.
Thank you. I like the support.
It seems like those strawberries are already a little soft.
Yeah, they're definitely a little soft. Might not have been the best batch, which is also good because you can use those strawberries if you ever get them when they're not like amazingly ripe to eat. You just
Right.
mash them up because it's like this anyways. Your stomach doesn't know the difference. So yeah, just kind of get into this like crushed texture and into a pot. They go over medium heat with some sugar. So essentially, I think this step is to almost make this strawberry compote jam thing. It's kind of the base for the milk. It's where all the concentrate and the flavor comes from. I'm not cooking it too long, just until it boils and gets thick. Then I'm putting it into a cup for later. And it's nice that I got some nice strawberries in my second box because these are the ones that go directly into the milk. So just cutting them into pieces. Honestly, how do you guys cut your strawberries? Because I never figured out how to do it.
I
don't
think
know.
we will find out later.
Oh,
Oh, snap.
teaser.
All right, so apparently I'm not cutting it the right way, but again, these are just chunks. But here I'm pouring my strawberry compote mixture into my usual water glass, and then just some really,
nice.
really, really nice milk.
Very
Wow.
nice.
This is milk from Maple Hills Creamery, which Inga introduced me to. And the strawberry chunks just go in like that. And it's really simple. And it seems like, okay, you literally just made jam and milk and strawberry, but once you mix it, it's one of those things where you have to taste to really understand. And the best way that I can describe this is that it is like drinking Haagen-Dazs's strawberry ice cream.
Yeah.
Do you let
is.
it sit for a while? Or can you drink it right away?
You drink it right away. I would say the jam needs to be cooled so it doesn't warm up anything, but the goal of this is to really highlight the freshness and quality of the milk as well as the freshness and quality of the strawberries. And when those two sort of get married, it's amazing. I just love a really, really, really good strawberry ice cream. And this just reminds me of that. And it's so refreshing, even though there's so much sugar. It's really refreshing.
Do you drink it when it's still warm?
No, so the milk should be chilled and the jam should be chilled and the strawberry slices should be chilled.
So it's kind of like a milkshake, but it is a little bit
Yeah.
lighter.
Yes, it is exactly like a milkshake. That was my strawberry milk. I'm actually really excited if you guys end up trying it, but I believe, Andrew, you are up next. Tell us what you made.
I made a strawberry parfait, and it's a recipe that I got from the Bouchon cookbook.
I think someone on this call is very familiar with Parfait. Am I correct?
Yeah.
I am a self-claimed Parfait ambassador.
Well, I'm more of a parfait amateur, which is why I wanted to make this recipe because I'd never made a parfait before. But I also wanted to do this recipe because I didn't want to alter the strawberries that much. And instead I took it as an opportunity to practice doing some classic baking techniques that I'd never done before. And the Bouchon cookbook is known for being this intense restaurant level of baking. First, it starts by making an olive oil cake. Everything is done by weight in this recipe, so here I'm just measuring out flour, salt, baking powder, cracking an egg. The eggs are by weight too, and it just so happens that I needed 50 grams of eggs, and that egg nailed it. I was expecting to need to crack 2 and then like skim off a little bit, but man, when I got that 50-gram egg, I was ecstatic.
Prop to the chicken who made
Yeah,
the
props to the
eggs.
chicken. Here I'm just whisking granulated sugar and the egg together. And next is measuring out the liquid ingredients, which is milk, and then of course the olive oil for the olive oil cake. And everything is by weight.
Very precise.
Let's pause for a second.
I was gonna say the machine worked this time.
So the machine did not work this time because what happened is the bowl is too deep for the amount of ingredients that I was using. So then I did something that you're probably really not advised to do, and I just unlocked the bowl and raised it up and held it there so that the whisk could hit the bottom and incorporate all the ingredients. And you'll see I keep doing this throughout the entire video.
I laugh so much because it's so relatable. Struggle is real. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Thank you, Rie.
Andrew, you're literally aiding the KitchenAid. Like you are the KitchenAid.
Yeah,
in
I am
this
the
scenario.
KitchenAid now. Once that egg and sugar is whisked together, the dry ingredients that I previously measured are being incorporated into that. You can see the pitcher of olive oil and milk was also added there. Oh, and if you notice there, I had the little cup. I knew that the whisk was gonna keep dripping, but I had to get this into the pan, so I just put the cup under there to let it drip into it. Next, I have the dish that I'm making the cake in. I cut my parchment for it. You do oil spray, parchment paper, spray, and then here comes the batter.
Nice texture. It's like ribbon.
I love it.
Yeah, the instructions were like spread it out with a little spatula, but it was already kind of perfect. Then it went in the oven. So next I got something else out of the way. One of the toppings was gonna be a strawberry dust. So I found this dehydrated strawberry and I just crushed it up.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this was super fun. It was like I was making pigment. That smells amazing, by the way, that strawberry dust smell. You test it with a skewer. I think this needed a little bit more time. The instructions say check the bounce. I think that's something that I didn't capture on camera, but once I put it up there, I was like tapping it with my finger. And then it was a matter of releasing it, and then because this is gonna be portioned out into parfaits later, in order to make it easier for cutting, they suggest freezing it. So I just wrapped this up, popped it in the freezer. So next, I'm making a buttercream.
Wow.
Ooh. Is this the Swiss?
The Bouchon book just refers to this as a basic buttercream, but maybe basic for them is like insane for
basic.
everybody else. You start by making that syrup on the stove, then you're whisking these egg whites, and then you incorporate this syrup into the egg white, and then you add butter after that.
Oh, I love buttercream.
Buttercream is insane to me, to be honest. It tastes so good, but I can only tolerate a teaspoon of it.
Yes.
Like you taste it and it's
Yes.
like, wow, this is amazing. And then you keep going and it's like, oh my God, I'm just eating butter by the spoonful.
I've never had a Japanese parfait with buttercream, so I'm very interested right now.
It doesn't remain a buttercream, but that's coming up next. So next
okay.
I'm also making a pastry cream. And the first thing I do is prep a little bit of vanilla seed here. Here is a crap ton of egg yolks. I didn't bother filming it, but off camera, you know, I'm measuring all this stuff out. And here comes the vanilla. And once again, I'm aiding the KitchenAid. And the thing that I'm adding is called Bird's custard powder.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
I've heard of this.
I know
Yeah.
this. No, they use this in the egg waffle.
Egg waffle, right?
Yeah.
That gets incorporated, and then you bring it over to the stovetop, passing it through a sieve so that I believe you're not getting any of those egg solids or big chunks of the vanilla. And then you're bringing it up to just a simmer, and then you turn off the heat immediately.
Ooh.
Mine started breaking, and then I brought it over and splashed some water into it and whisked it, and it came out good.
Good trick.
So then I had set up an ice bath, and you incorporate some butter.
More butter.
Pastry cream
nice.
is so tasty.
Yes.
I didn't realize what it was, but you know, it's like that taste of when a donut has a cream filling. It's like that type of custardy flavor. So yeah, there was the buttercream on the right and the pastry cream on the left. And so this is where the parfait recipe actually begins. You make these two things and then you combine them, and I take it that that's called a mousseline.
Ooh.
So now they're going
Fancy.
back into the stand mixer and these are being incorporated. And so if that buttercream and pastry cream were delicious on its own, this was out of this world.
That's crazy.
I was eating some big spoonfuls of that off camera. So next are the strawberries. I got these strawberries from Harry's Berries. Harry's Berries is, I think, really famous in the restaurant community as having really high quality strawberries. And at the time I was just picking small ones, but I didn't realize that I actually grabbed a unique variety that are called this Mara de Bois
Yes,
type.
I'm so excited because this one is incredible. Rose water tastes like rose, right?
Uh-huh.
And if there is a strawberry flower water, it will taste like this, I thought.
That's a great way of putting it. I was really struggling to describe its flavor. It's almost like when something is fake strawberry flavor, it tastes like this, but they're absolutely tiny, as you can see. I had some larger ones and I had some small ones. I didn't really need to core them because the inside was so nice. Like you didn't really need to remove anything. Pop those out, gave them some tastes. And next I started cutting my olive oil cake. And this was the glass I was going to use. It's just one of my water glasses. It's kind of like the only parfait glass option I had. And in the book, they punch them out into circles, but I thought that I would just do it more like rustic style and make a square that kind of gets jammed in there. In the Bouchon recipe, they ask you to put raspberry jam at the bottom of the parfait, but I had these really unique tasting strawberries and I didn't want to introduce any other flavor. So I just took some of the smaller and already softer strawberries, like ones that were already kind of juicy and jammy, and I just put those at the bottom of the parfait. So it went strawberries, the section of cake, then I took some of the larger strawberries that I had cut in half and arranged them cut side out along the perimeter of the glass.
Dang.
Then I filled in the center with some more kind of like little bits and bobs of strawberry. And then next came the mousseline, which I think they piped, but I just kind of like did aggressive dollops. Oh, also I realized that the recipe asked you to put creme fraiche on the top, and I had bought it, but then I forgot about it. So I just put more of the mousseline on top. And then here's my strawberry dust that I had crushed earlier.
Ooh.
And there's my parfait.
Oh my god, this looks like a commercial. What
Yeah,
is
this is crazy.
I think the proportions that I did were bad. If I were gonna make it again, I would cut the cake in half and use a glass that was half the size, but it all tasted super good. I think the mousseline was starting to break towards the end of my filming, and so I started like frantically Googling, can I rescue my mousseline? Like, why did this happen? A lot of people recommended that when you're incorporating the buttercream and the pastry cream, that you should do it gradually, you know, introducing them so that they're at the same temperature. But the Bouchon book didn't say that. So I think I just messed up all of this pastry cream and buttercream that I'd had, which I thought was kind of surprising because they're so meticulous about their instructions otherwise. But yeah,
Still looks
the strawberry
fantastic.
flavor, excellent. The pastry and buttercream flavor, amazing. And then also there's like that almost savory kind of thing of the olive oil, which is really good in contrast to both of those others.
As a parfait ambassador, I've never seen this kind of parfait before, and I wonder why you didn't deliver this to me, because you know where I live.
I do know where you live. It's because my mousseline broke. If my mousseline didn't
Sure.
break, it would have been there.
This looks great. Great job.
Thank you. All right, so that was my strawberry parfait. Next is Inga. Tell us what you made.
So I made strawberry pomegranate fruit leather, but then I rolled it up.
What?
So I made fruit roll-ups. So I love fruit roll-ups. Any kind of fruit roll-ups. I love it. Artificially flavored, naturally flavored, I'll take it all. So my mom knows about this and she's always like, it's so expensive to buy them. Why don't you just make them yourself? I was like, okay, I'll make it myself. So I just like looked up a bunch of standard recipes. There's one from Epicurious, one from Baked by Rachel. I just went off the basic measurements of those and then kind of winged the rest of it. I got a box of strawberries. I figured because, you know, I'm going to be processing these a lot, I bought your regular strawberries, gave them a good wash. I don't know if you guys all do this, but you know, you add a bunch of salt to the water to make sure that all the dirty stuff and the bugs come out.
Wait, really?
Oh, no.
No way.
You see the little dark spots there? That's a bug, y'all.
That's just the strawberry fur.
No.
Yeah.
The first one was like the strawberry bit, and then the second one had little legs. So I swear I'm not making this up. Anyways, wash your fruits, people.
I'm okay
Yeah.
eating bugs.
Okay, well,
I'm okay.
wash your fruit. After it's all clean, I just cut off the tops. I think I just did this for a long time. Very pretty strawberries. I was very happy about this.
Yeah.
Look at these shots.
And then I just blended my strawberry up instead of cutting them. This is how I deal with it. I just blend it. So then I get this beautiful strawberry
Wow.
puree. So this is kind of where I started just like flavoring it. And of course I put in a bunch of lemon zest. I think strawberry lemon is like so good. Also gave it a squeeze of lemon juice because I like the flavor. One of the things I added was maple syrup. That flavor, that sweetness it brings, I really like. No measurements. I was just testing a lot. Oh, and then this is the part where I added the pomegranate syrup. And this thing, I actually had heard about it last year, but it's actually pomegranate juice and date syrup. Think of like honey-ish texture. And then I also added some balsamic vinegar because
Wow.
strawberry and balsamic vinegar actually goes really well together. So a lot of sweet and tangy
We're in
situation going
potions
on.
class right now.
Pretty much. So I was just tasting it as it went, and I think it was a little too tart. I was just like balancing it out as it goes. And then this black bottle is actually just some homemade Muscovado black sugar syrup that I had at home because I think that's the syrup I usually put in like my milk tea. So I just thought it could use a little bit more sweetness. Color's getting darker too, as you can probably tell. I added a bit of salt. Had a little Alvin in my voice that was like, add a bit of salt to your sugar. And then I think I also added in some honey to help with the stickiness a little bit. Then I pretty much just boiled it down until it was like a thicker, stickier consistency. And that's when I poured it out onto a tray with my silicone.
What was
Wow.
the smell like in the kitchen as you were boiling it down?
It smelled like lemon and strawberries, honestly, but like a richer strawberry smell. And then I just spread it out. I was really trying very hard to not have holes in it. So as you can see, different tools to help me with that. And then I just popped it in the oven. I baked that at a really low temperature. It's honestly dehydrating. It's not baking for a really long time. I don't even remember. No, after I dehydrated in the oven for a long time, I just let it sit overnight in the oven. So to let it dry out a little bit more. So this is the next day.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Doesn't that look good?
That's
so
so
satisfying.
satisfying.
But then I realized that when I pulled it up, it was really hard to roll it again. So I decided to cut it off first, trim it with a pizza cutter.
Wow.
Oh, and you see, okay, the corner up there.
Yeah, it's
So
stuck.
the top, yeah. So I think I could have actually dehydrated it for a little longer. I think I was still really impatient, but that's okay. Most of it I could eat.
You know what that reminds me of? It's when you get like a new TV and you get to finally peel back that protective
Yes. So then I realized that my job would be a lot easier if I just put a sheet of parchment paper on top and cut it that way.
This
I
is
believe
smart.
it worked. That way I can peel it off like that and then roll it up. Look at that. Doesn't that look like what you would see at the store a little bit, maybe?
Totally.
This recipe feels like you would also find it in the Bouchon cookbook.
Yeah, very
Adult.
sciencey.
Ta-da!
Wow.
Look at that.
Nice.
I did not make as much as I hoped I would, but it was super satisfying. I didn't cut it the most perfect, but look at that. Oh,
Yeah.
I was so happy.
My mouth is puckering.
How long does it keep?
I don't know because I finished it pretty soon, so I need to find that out. This was the extra one that I made, and I just wanted to show you guys the texture. This one came out almost like perfect. All the parts were dried up. It's a little bit see-through, and then that's the consistency.
Great job.
Thank you, thank you. So that was my strawberry recipe. Rie, tell us what you made.
I made a strawberry cocktail.
Ooh.
But
Damn it, why didn't I think of that?
it's not cocktail you think of. It's not cocktail.
What?
What is it then?
It's like a fruit cocktail. This recipe was introduced by a Japanese graphic artist. His name is Junichi Nakahara, and he was very popular artist during 1930s to 1970s. Someone tweeted about his recipe. I think he wrote it in a book, and somebody tweeted, and it became viral a few years ago in Japan. So he has official Instagram account. Somebody is running for him. It seems like this recipe was introduced in 1970.
Legacy must live on.
I also used Harry's berries because
Nice.
it is very good. And it is a very simple recipe, but he specified small strawberries. So I chose smaller one. I like Harry's berries strawberries because they come with different size and shape. It's very unique, I think. And I used the knife tip and removed the, how do you call that? Is it stem? Top?
Them?
Top stem.
Core?
Yeah, core. I think good strawberry is like all the way up, like super red inside. If it's out of season, it's kind of white, but it's in a season, so all the strawberry is like super red. So I'm using brandy. My pro tip as a person who uses alcohol to cooking all the time, you want to use good kind, but good kind is very expensive, right? But most of the brandy makes smaller bottle, and it is only like $4 or $5. If you don't like it, you don't feel bad, you can move on to next smaller bottle. So I recommend using this. I have a lot of small bottle brandy and whiskey for cooking, not drinking. And I use honey. The recipe is not very specific. He said use small strawberries, use same amount of brandy and honey. So I think I used 4 tablespoons each. Mix it up and just pour over.
Wow.
He also recommended put in a cool place. He didn't say refrigerator. He said put in a cool place at least 30 minutes.
Wait,
So
these
I
shots
just-
are beautiful. Oh my
Thank
god.
you. So I put in a refrigerator, and before you eat, he also recommended to squeeze some lemon, and he didn't specify any amount. So I just use wedge of lemon. Maybe the black speckle now I'm thinking about, it might be a bug.
Oh no.
Okay, I think you're fine. I think you're fine.
This is what I made.
Oh, wow. That looks
Wow.
It's delicious and it's so easy. I had a slice of banana bread left and I kind of pour over and eat it together. So I think you can eat with like ice cream.
Your recipe is the only one that your son can't eat. That's why you needed strawberry recipes.
If you are under 21, don't try this recipe. It is very boozy.
Eat responsibly.
But those strawberries in Alvin's strawberry milk, though, I feel like that would be
Oh,
Right?
that's a good one.
Actually, or even in Andrew's Parfait, like
Andrew's,
the base
yeah.
layer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
And
idea.
you are,
Hey, hey.
and also you have the fruit leather, boozy
put some
fruit
booze in
leather.
there.
Boozy fruit
Yeah,
leather.
I mean,
Ooh.
yeah, I would eat that.
That is our strawberry episode. Alvin's strawberry milk, Andrew's strawberry parfait, Inga's fruits leather, and my strawberry cocktail. Thank you so much for watching. If you have strawberries recipe that you love, let us know and tell us what you made. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 I'm going to go buy some brandy now.
Oh.
Little one, little one.